that's a good shot. I feel like that's my last group. There's a 3-man just chilling in fucking negotiations. Gotta take care of my daughter. Gotta do dad shit. So. Okay.
We had
okay, let's see. We had shot 2 scavs just for the record. We had shot 2 scavs.
I think yesterday was, what does it say, Monday? Yesterday was the longest stream I had in a minute, dude. It was like 10 fucking hours. Although, because my internet fucked, though, it like split up, dude. I hate when it does that. I don't know, it drives me bananas. We're probably only going to stream for like 2 hours. We're probably only going to stream for like 2 hours. We're probably only going to stream for like... Yeah, that was almost 10 hours yesterday, boys.
And doing whatever the hell they please.
All right, we're gonna warm up on some arenas and go to Tarkov for a little bit. Oh, dude, we got this. I'm back, smoked a fucking stogie, dude. It was not bad at all. There's a nice little breeze out back, too. Alright.
It's fucking insane. It's insane. Let me give you an introduction here real quick, Zach. Oh. Should have done this at the beginning. Zach Lane, a 6th-generation Iowan. You're a regenerative farmer and businessman, running to become the next governor of Iowa, independent of party leadership. Son of a Christian pastor, raised with a strong foundation in faith, family, and service. Founder of Home Place Ventures, investing in agriculture, real estate, and technology with a focus on local ownership. Husband to Annie, you're raising 7 children together, and most importantly, you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I think as I hear you read that, something that comes to me is that, as you said, most important is a Christian. That might be where, in the deepest part of me, this really gets me. Is that my dad was a 30-year conservationist. He's a pastor, conservationist. And as I was growing up, the lessons that he was teaching me about stewarding creation, about taking responsibility and doing the right thing with your land and with your property, that all ties back to, as Jordan Peterson would say, beauty is a pathway to God, to the divine. It all connects in. And so when I take a look at what's happening around the same...
We're probably going to fuck with the juice cannon, to be honest, boys. That sounds a little bit more fun. Then we may make an Ash 12 and then go after that. I think I threw away the Ash 12 for an NL, so we'll have to correct that when we win this match.
State of Iowa, with the farmland being owned by people who don't live here, which you can't steward land properly if you don't live in the state. You can't take care of it the way that you would. And you look at single-family homes being bought by trillion-dollar Wall Street.
Hailstorm back in 83, dude. What about fucking Hurricane Michael back in 2018 that destroyed my fucking car, huh? While I was in the middle of a deployment. Oh, boom! Oh. Later, bitch! No! That's what you get for hiding, turd! Hold up! I gotta reload! Thank you for waiting, guy. gotta get the blood flowing. Get fully erect. It's kind of a dumb area to go, but fuck it. I feel like I should have won that fucking fight. Fucking turd. No! Oh, I got the kill, but I knew I was gonna die from behind though. Where you at, fool? Damn, dude. I hit him 3 times. I feel like I should have won that fight. Oh my god, I almost stopped shooting. Holy fuck. Wait, wait! I'm almost out of ammo. Fuck! I did not know he was that fucking close, boys. Fuck, bro, I even backed up too, dude. I should have ADS, dude. That was too far to be hip firing. Ah, we got them both in one mag. No! He stole my shine, bro! Fuck that guy! I'm a little surprised I killed that dude. I feel like he probably should have killed me. Fuck. I can't believe I killed him. Fuck, dude! I could not correct myself on that. I'm not gonna be able to hit that 40 threshold. It's not too bad for like the first match, I guess. I might get a new phone for it. No, I don't need to. Or maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided. We could do checkpoint. With the SVD, build it up. SVD checkpoint, unlock the AK-50. Fuck with it. I'm just not gonna go to the center though. I'm not gonna go to the fucking helicopter, to be honest though, boys. I think I'll probably save the outskirts.
street hedge funds, or you look at agriculture companies extorting farmers and putting monopolistic practices in place. This comes back to like something of faith for me, meaning there is such thing as right and wrong. There are things that we are called to do. And, of all the laws that were given in the Old Testament, Jesus boiled them down to two. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. And he actually, when he was pressed on this by the Pharisees, who's your neighbor? He kind of came back to the question is to whom are you being neighborly? Because it's not a law of like, oh, this person, that person, like who's within proximity of where I live. It's actually much deeper, that we are tasked with working to make life better for the people around us, the people in our communities and our state. And this key question that the Amish have asked for a very long time before they make a big decision, which is, what will this change do to my community? Before they make the decision, has not been asked by politicians in a very long time. And so when I'm thinking about running, that's what it comes back to for me, is this idea of, when I'm gone, what are my kids going to be able to look back? Before I came on this podcast, my prayer is very simple. I want to put something into the world that my children can look back on and be proud that their dad was fighting for something that really mattered.
Mm-hmm. I 100% get that.
And so when I look at what's going on in Iowa, and I tie it back to our heritage as a people, and I just wonder, are my kids going to even want to live here with everything that's going on?
A lot of people looking at dual citizenship right now.
So
I'm fucking one of them.
don't come to Iowa. You mean dual citizen of Iowa? I'll give you like.
I would love to, but I don't want to get fucking cancer.
I know.
And let's take it. We're gonna come right back to farming, but you brought something up just a minute ago that I want to hit on, and so I'm gonna talk about Christianity, the federal government, and state governments. You just a few minutes ago, you had said that you think that I believe you said that you think that something along the lines of the federal government is unrepairable, and that you would get pushback from Republicans for saying that. Do you believe that?
Do I believe it's unrepairable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too.
This is what
I think it's completely fucking gone.
Look,
it's gone.
Here's the thing. There's this idea of the American experiment, and that is real and true and good. But if you look at the deviation we've had from that, I think one of the common questions that comes up for me is, what do I think is the most pressing issue facing the country today? And I keep coming back to this. Our country's run by unelected people, and we don't know who they are. And so if you're in a republic,
we're figuring out who they are.
If you're in a republic, and your elected officials aren't making the decisions for you, that you have big business, that you have special interest lobbyists, that you have undue influence from foreign governments, like, if that's the situation you're in, like my tendency is to say, let's hunker down and make Iowa amazing. And let's get ready for whatever comes next, because I want my state to be one that's prosperous, to be one that has great education, clean water, that like people have opportunity in my state. But no, I have no interest in running for office to be in Washington, D.C. And you know what? I think there are good people really trying to do the right thing. You ask my personal opinion, and I'm not a politician, so I'm just going to tell you it. To me, it's beyond repair.
I think so too. So much so that less than 5 congressmen, less than 5 people in federal politics altogether, I think are like true to their constituents, true to their word, and they know what honor means, and they have actual real values. And I've tried to convince every single one of them to come back to the state and come back and run our fucking state, because this is the only thing we have left is the states. Yeah. We don't have a federal government. That shit has run away every fucking institution, the CIA, the FBI, all of them. I mean, I just had a guy on here, goes by AJ, got blasted with a microwave weapon. Have you heard about Havana syndrome?
I haven't heard about it.
You know what the CIA told him? That they have to make a decision between their people and the institution. Taking care of their people or the institution. They'll pick the institution, and they will willingly lie to Congress to cover this shit up. That's our fucking... Now, how can we trust anything at all, anything that comes out of an institution that's openly, that says, I guess not openly, behind closed doors, that they will willingly lie to Congress? And that's just one institution.
Well, institutional capture has been done on purpose and been going on for a very long time. And now we're seeing, look, I think the people that would sympathize with what you and I are saying most is the average voter.
I think so too.
Like, you talk about the average voter and what hope they believe that we have in Washington, D.C. And this was something I had to think deeply about, because I wasn't planning to run for this seat. This seat hasn't been open in 20 years in Iowa. The longest serving governor in the history of America is from Iowa. What I had to look at was, with the issues I'm talking to you about, that I'm watching every day in my state, was I willing to not do this, knowing that the next governor could be there till I die? There's no term limits. And the institutional capture is very real. I'm not the establishment candidate. Mm-hmm. But I'm also not somebody who's here to... what I am here to do is give my people a voice. To say, what you and I are talking about, they're talking about, we hear it, and they'd have to kill me to change the way I view these things, to get me to do something different that would be adverse to what the state and the people need. It's like, I told somebody the other day, I heard this term, it's used the term economic nationalism. It's basically this idea that the economy and the government of the country should be there to focus on making life better for the people in the country. And I think, did we ever think that there was anything else? We see something else, but this is what it's supposed to be. The state of Iowa, its economy, its government, all the efforts it's undertaking should be solely focused on making life better for the people that are living there. And let me give you one of the most egregious examples about this in my own state. Right now, there's 3 big companies that control 85% of the agriculture input market. When I was growing up in Iowa, there were over 300 companies. They've bought up and consolidated. This way, farmers have the illusion of choice. One of those companies is a company called Syngenta. Syngenta is 100% owned by the state of China. 100%. And we can get into what they produce and all these things and that. But let me just say this first. Since being Chinese-owned, the state government of Iowa has given a Chinese company $7.5 million in refundable tax credits paid for by the taxpayers. Propping up a Chinese company.
See, this is where I was going to. Sorry. We see all this waste, fraud, and abuse. They always want to fucking raise the taxes. Let's raise taxes so we can send it to Israel. We can send it to Ukraine. We can send it to fucking whoever. We can pay China's fucking, whatever bill. The taxpayers will pay it. That's another. It's like I don't even. Why can't? We need strong governors and state legislators. And what would it take for a state to go, fuck you, federal government. We're not paying taxes. We're going to raise our state taxes. We don't need your fucking funding. We don't need any of your bullshit. None of it. Fuck you. We're going to raise our state taxes. And if you send in any fucking IRS agents, we're going to have them arrested and put in fucking jail in the state. I mean, is that a possibility? Because the government is just, it is all waste, fraud, and abuse. Greed, pedophilia. That's what it is. It is what it is. Like, you can't hide this shit anymore. You know, and so why aren't more people standing up and taking control? It just
You know, one of the things, let me say this first, is that what you're talking, people talk to me running for governor about this idea of like foreign aid. And I say, my state doesn't have clean drinking water.
exactly.
Why would I ever want to send $1 to any foreign country when we have the fastest rate of new cancer in the history of civilization? We don't have clean drinking water. Like, no, this is what I'm talking about. This is where we expect our dollars to stay in our state to benefit our people. And the idea that we'd use refundable tax credits to support a Chinese company, when, by the way, we have homegrown Iowa companies that compete with them. That compete. One of these guys testified in front of a congressional hearing. Which one me to say this? This goes to your example. How many times have we seen a congressional hearing about this? Or this thing come up, and it's like Congress is talking about it, and absolutely nothing happens.
Too worried about aliens right now. Aliens and fucking UFOs.
Like, what's the next
You're
thing?
shitting me?
In this
Aliens. Fucking aliens. That's what they're talking about.
When you see that come out, it's just like anybody that's awake is just like, I'm sorry, what? Like, we are done being distracted from the things that actually matter. We're smarter than this. But in this hearing on what's going on in the agriculture input markets, one entrepreneur, third generation Iowa seedsman, creating independent seeds, who's competing against these companies, is talking about what these companies do.
Fuck, Bo! We've only had 6 fucking minutes to get into a goddamn match, though, dude. What is this nonsense?
Just a little background here. We have GMO seeds, and so those genetics have patents on them, and the patents last about 20 years. And once the patent runs out, they're supposed to go into a seed library. So an independent seed maker can pull that seed off the shelf, and they can use it to make their own version, and most often like generic drugs, cheaper. What this third generation seedsman testified about in front of Congress is that when these big companies, 2 companies control all the seed genetics in our country, when one of those big companies puts that on the shelf in the seed library, before they do it, they
I wonder if it's the Monsanto company or whatever. Oh, I think I said. Oh yeah, we're playing with the SVD. We get kills, we get points, and then we build up the SVD to unlock the AK-50 because I want to play with that. Hey, don't forget him. Get him too, dude. Get him too. I hit that fuck so many times with BT, bro. What up, Timmy? Bro, I wait 6 fucking minutes to get into this godforsaken match. And my teammate starts TKing all of us, bro. It's insane. And now morale's at an all-time low, bro. How's your day been, though, dude? Yeah, kind of whack, dude. It's whatever, though. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on? Oh, bro, same here. I'm doing a few matches that I'm sliding over Tarkov. I gotta go do my, some of my Timmy tasks, dude. We're just gonna go to the NL.
Are we just not even attempting to take the points? What's going on?
Bro, these guys are so fucking stupid, man. I can't do this. I'm leaving. You guys are a bunch of fucking idiots, bro. Did I get kicked? I have no idea. Let's do one more last hero and then we'll side Tarkov. These guys are fucking idiots, man. I don't know what just happened, to be honest.
Scramble the name of it into random letters and numbers so he can't figure out what it is, and he has to continue going to them for royalties and pay royalties to get seats.
Holy shit.
And so, and where's the justice system on this? This is what we come back to. And so, yes, as governor, I've already said very, very openly, I plan to sue the federal government every chance I get. And just to be very clear, I actually think Donald Trump would like that. You know, the Chevron doctrine was overturned, saying that that if Congress didn't specifically put a regulation in place, states we can sue now if regulators have made up their own rules, which they've made up millions and probably billions of pages of these rules. But we have got to get back.
You know, they tried telling us that active duty members can't sue the military, but I'm pretty certain that's a lie. Yeah, I think this is more so it. Yeah, I don't know. So a lot of the medical, doctors and whatnot, it's not the greatest care in the military, dude. So I know a bunch of shit fucks up, and a lot of the guys I know that have back issues, it's a clusterfuck. It's pretty bad. So I always be telling people, it's better be asking for some fucking help. Don't fucking break yourself. But there are ways to sue. I remember being told that back in BMT that you can't sue the military. I'm like, I don't know if that's fucking true. But yeah, generally cannot though. I can understand that. But medical malpractice. That's gonna be different for a Congress member, governor, or whatever this guy's trying to become.
The point where we're looking to say, how are we going to liberate ourselves from exactly what you're talking about? The first step I would do is sue. But this also just goes back to
well, if we play Last Hero, we don't have to worry about retarded teammates TKing, and then we catch no objectives, and then we fucking lose. And then I think I got fucking kicked off or voted off. I don't even know. No, dude! I don't know if that was the dude I fucking killed earlier. How did he not die? No, dude! I saw the guy to my right too. Fuck him. That's a different angle. That guy's fucking name, bro. Fuck, bro, I think it's time I go back to Minecraft, dude. I can't even play this shit right now, dude. I hear you, fool! What up, monkey? Bro, I don't even know, dude. There were some fucking idiots on that team that were TKing, and then I don't even. They fucking banned me. So I'm just like, honestly, I don't think I've ever been kicked from a match before. That little fucker has killed me so many times, dude. Don't go that way, there's a bad guy in there! Oh, that little sneaky bastard. That Vitra fuck has killed me so many times. No, I don't want to die, dude. I don't. No, fuck you, guy. I hate that guy's armor so much, dude. They have to correct that. It's just, I think it's too overpowered. Or they have to give us some ammo that can pen that shit to a degree. I fucking hate it, dude. I have tracksuit, but I can't wear it because this game is fucking broke and gay. I tried getting the jump, dude. It was too goddamn far. Ain't no fucking way. Oh my god. My little face mask fucking bounced around. Fuck, dude. I can't handle that recoil. The NL fucking just doesn't do enough pen, dude. No, he came over at the wrong time, dude. I hate that motherfucker, dude. I guess we could try it too. I already bounced a headshot too. This is it, boys. Bro, I feel like I'm fucking cheating right now. That M61 does not fuck around though. More shooting, guy. Bro, it's making my actual, like, tinnitus, like, oh, man. That is not too fucking good, boys. These guys have to be fucking hating me right now. We might do a round just straight up with this. Kind of see how that goes.
Why I'm not running for Congress. Like, I agree with what you're saying about we need to go deep in our state. We need to have good governors who are willing to stand up and just put it all on the line. I've had people already ask me, Sean, not that people just ask these questions. Are you thinking about doing anything bigger than this? No, I'm not. I don't want to do anything different than this. Matter of fact, this isn't something I woke up in the morning and said, I'd really like to go do this and put my family through all this. What I said was, if I don't do this, if I don't bring this up, if I don't put my own money into this and say to these donors, I don't want your funds, how much longer is the state that I love, that I grew up in, that my family like helped to pioneer, how much longer is that going to even be recognizable to me?
Probably not very long.
Not very long.
Actually, we're just going to go to Tarkov, dude. Fuck Arena and fuck that M60.
But I believe that with the right governor, and here's the thing, we have things we could change in the state of Iowa that a governor could change right now to make some of the hot button issues that the voters are talking about, like, go away or get much better. And even on the Republican side, we're not doing it. I mean, there's been great advances.
Oh my god. Look at this picture, dude. It's beautiful. I don't even know where it's taken at. There's an app on here that tells you where the picture comes from. It tells you the background on the picture. Oh, yep, there it is. It looks like it's in Norway. Mount Single on the island of Senja? I'm probably mispronouncing that. Norway. The lush inland of... Oh, you know what? We might as well load up Tarkov. The lush inland of Senja, a large island off the main Norway, is bounded by toothy coastal mountains. None of them make for a better viewpoint. Bro, this would be pretty as fuck to go out to. I would walk up right up to that edge, dude. It'd be so scary. Fjords. Fjords. Norway would be kind of dope to go see some places over there, to be honest.
Advancements, and we've passed school choice legislation, we've lowered taxes and all these things, but
Well, not just Norway. I think like the Nordic countries, actually. I think there's 3 of them.
what I often say to people is like, this is not about taxes or regulations. This is about our culture and identity as Iowans and as Americans. The free market doesn't take into account culture. It doesn't fix cultural issues. Oftentimes it makes them worse. People ask me, what do you mean by that? It's like, What's the free market solution for the declining church attendance in our country? We have to make those decisions. And that is actually the sole reason I'm running, is to say we have to get the culture right in our state. If we don't get the culture right, like, we're going to end up like Washington, D.C. Because the same people that are buying off politicians and looking for influence in Washington, D.C. are coming to the state. They're coming less and less because more and more power is being concentrated in D.C. But that's why we have to start suing. And we have to start saying we're going to be bringing this back into the control of our state. So, to me, it goes back to culture.
I forgot what we were doing yesterday. I think we got a little distracted, to be honest. So we're going to head to Interchange, go kill us 7 more scavs, and then hopefully find a defib. So we're going to go to Necros, and my little drop gave me a Ultra Key, which is kind of clutch. So I don't think you need power to use these anymore, which is kind of nice. Well, I think it's a bug, but it's still kind of nice, though. Oh, God. We're going to bring this SR, and I may end up regretting it. I still have a few maps I don't even have unlocked.
It goes back to who are we? What do we want to stand for as a people? And do the traditions and the heritage of our state and our ancestors matter to us? Because I can tell you, they would have revolted for far less than what's going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
And they did, for far less. You know, I was talking to somebody about the conditions of farming in Iowa. And he was telling me a story that I ended up looking up. And it was about, you know, in the 30s, about how bad farming conditions were. And there was farmers from basically 80% of the counties in our state that started protesting to such a level that the sheriffs had to bring out submachine guns. And I would actually say that the conditions we have right now are worse. We're to the point where you'll have people talk about farming as if it's just a hobby, meaning like you have to have an off-farm job to support your family, but you're still farming. And I've even seen agricultural establishment people bragging about that. It's like, hey, they do it for free. They just love it. I'm thinking, you don't understand this. Like, this is a key part of our heritage, and we're being poisoned with our food. We import 95% of what we eat in the state, and basically none of our land is actually grow anything that we eat. The entire chessboard is backwards.
Yeah. Let's talk about the collapse of the family farms.
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah. Love to.
What are they turning them into? Data centers? It's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
A lot of real estate investors are looking for land next to power grids so that they can build a huge data center.
Yeah,
Lease it out to a big data center.
Let me answer your first question, is what's happening to family farms? Most of the time they're being bulldozed and farmed over. So the place, like my house, I was afraid that was going to happen to my family's home. And that's why I couldn't say no when the opportunity came to buy it for me. Because what used to be these small farmsteads dotting all these places and known by the last name of the people who lived there for 100 years are just being bulldozed, farmed over, and forgotten. But when you talk about bigger efforts, you talk about data centers, there's many examples of how this is happening across the country and what's happening in Iowa too. You know, if you go to the south of Cedar Rapids, so if you're in Cedar Rapids, you head south towards the airport, you will drive past what used to be farmland that had been farmland for generations and generations that now looks like a military installation is being put in. I've never seen so many pieces of heavy equipment in my life. I've never seen something built so quickly in my life.
Damn, bro. These fucking load-in times are quick. I mean, fuck, I remember the 20 to 30 minute load-in time, so this is way better. I like watching little YouTube videos between, but yeah, fuck that. What? The one tap a clapper, dude. There's another scab over here somewhere. Oh. I'm not going out to that wooded area, dude. Fuck that. Oh, you know what? I forgot this stuff is all connected. What we're probably going to end up doing is... I need to try to find that defib. That's a huge W they added that added those doors right there. I might be able to catch someone. We're just gonna head up to Ultra. Fuck, there's someone up here. There's fucking 2 of them. I don't think I can take this fight, bro! We'll have to go to the other side. I got some swiveling over here to my right. I can't tell if that's outside or below. I really hate giving away my position like this, but I don't know where the fuck these guys are. They're probably down below, to be honest. I keep looking above, but... Well, that's fucking lovely, dude. It's gonna get me killed. And no, I'm out of stamina. Bro, how are you alive, young man? We have to go over. That was insane. PMC? Bro, even M80 just like we have that first fucking bad guy up top wearing a goddamn Tagilla helmet. This guy, I don't even know what the fuck he was wearing. Another Tagilla helmet. Oh, there's Tense, bro. He's a good dude. And the blue dude. Interesting. Oh, it looks like they got killed by this guy, too. It's just fucking lovely, dude. Fucking lovely, mate. All I need is a goddamn defib and like 2 more scav kills. I don't know. This might have been the dude up top, or it might just be another dude just fucking rocking a Tagilla helmet. He has no prestige, so I guess it doesn't really matter. He does not know the struggle. It's whatever. Enjoy the kit, motherfucker. We're just gonna use a pistol. I don't know why. Oh, I can sell this bag now. Ah, well that was really fucking quick. Nice. I'm thinking in all likelihood, unless I get a spawn near idea, I'm not gonna be able to catch those fucking defibs, to be honest, dude. Which kind of blows, but we ain't heard of this round. It's a nice little pistol someone made.
And what it is 2 companies, Google and QTS, have about 1,400 acres of farmland, and they're building data centers there. Now, I'm not going to get into the debate about whether we should have data centers or not. I think we're being a bit premature on this, especially with Elon Musk talking about putting them in space. But there's a broader issue here of we're not thinking through at all what AI is going to do to us as a people or our communities. It's like I could come to that discussion in a different way, but just from a policy perspective or just a principle perspective on this. The city of Cedar Rapids gave one of those data centers $529 million in tax rebates.
What?
$500 million in tax rebates to come to Cedar Rapids to put this data center in. And let me say this. In the contract, they're contractually obligated to create jobs as part of this to receive these tax breaks. For $529 million, they're contractually obligated to create 30 jobs. $17 million a job.
It's a big paycheck.
Huge. And what I say is like, look, you want to build a data center in Iowa? I'm going to charge you far more in property tax, and I'm going to use it to lower the property taxes of the people in the communities that you're around. We won't be taken advantage of anymore is what I'm trying to say. Whether it's agriculture companies having to sue to break up their monopolies, or just say something as common as, look, $100 billion multinational tech companies are searching across the country to find land to build data centers and get approval from governments. They're the ones that should be on the opposite end of this negotiation. We should be saying to them, what are you going to offer us? Because 30 jobs and $529 million in tax breaks doesn't pencil.
Wow. All right, everybody. Spring cleaning isn't just for your closet. It's for your kitchen, too. Take a look at the pan you've been using. If it's warped, scratched, or just isn't fun to cook on.
So when we go back to this idea, Sean, something I give Trump a lot of credit for is pioneering the idea of America first. Before Trump came on the scene, nobody's even really talking about China in a major way from the political standpoint. Everything's good. Like the free trade we have with them is good, even though it's hollowed out an entire region of people who then ended up getting addicted to opioids and dying off at faster rates. They're all saying how our partnership with China is great. And then Trump came in and said, they're taking advantage of us. We're suckers. He's right, 100% right. So when I talk to people about what it means to be Iowa first, like this is part of my campaign. It's like I'm one.
It's just genuinely hard to fight these motherfuckers, dude. And M80 is a decent round. Well, I mean, it does like 42 pen, which anything above 40 is semi-decent. But that was two motherfuckers with Tagilla helmets, dude. And I don't know how, but that little shotgun dude survived so many rounds for me, though. Damn, bruh. That was a nice little shot, dude. Oh, nice. Damn, dude. Alright, a white balaclava? Fuck. That'd be kind of cool if you had an elite skill. Well, I don't know. They need like a lock-picking skill. That'd be kind of fucking cool. But it has to be like super fucking tedious to like get... I don't know. Because if you got that to elites, that could be like kind of like game breaking, to be honest. I haven't seen shit spawn on this in a minute, to be honest. Hello? Hello, hello, hello? What the fuck was that? Fuck, bro. I almost kind of feel like the irons are better on the 5.7, to be honest. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit and go up front. Probably die again. Where the fuck my num-nums at, dude? Me likey. Some PP ammo? Don't know what the fuck Devastator is. And it looks like it's opened. It is not. Well, I hope to everything holy there's a fucking defib in here. Alright. An O scope? Bug, dude. Golden star action. More stemmy boys. Well, that was kind of exhaust, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I die, so we're probably going to head up top and go to Ultra, to be honest. Oh, dude, if we run into Killa, I am so fucked. Ain't no fucking way I'm killing him with this 5.7. What we can hope for is that literally everybody on the map doesn't go to Ultra, because they assume that someone else is going, and then nobody goes, and then it's me that goes. That would be the ideal situation, to be honest. Oh, bro, it worked. So how the fuck do you do it again? Did they fix it? Well, I've done it once before. I don't remember how.
Tower is once again not on.
Bro, that was a PMC. What?
О, кепка ебаная! Ебашь эту кипарика!
Why do those razors look so weird?
Вот он!
Alright, we're gonna try to figure this out together.
Trey, I found out I'm going to be the dad. Will you be the stepdad? Just
What?
move me till the end.
No, I'm moving alternate without power because I look down and right.
Down and to the right. I don't remember having to do that.
Сука, ёбнули наши.
So with Ultra Medical on interchange. You can actually open the door without the power even being.
He fucking killed me, dude. Fuck. Damn, with the PPSH too.
Go up to the door, it says no power. Look up, and there's an unlock button. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but you guys can open up Ultra Medical. Go up to the door, it says no power. Look up, and there's an unlock button. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but you guys can open up Ultra Medical without power even being on. It makes no fucking sense, but, you know, it's the game's 1.0 ready.
To die to a player scav, bro. It kind of sucks. Oh, just nothing sounds appealing right now, dude. $71 Bert. Fuck, it's not that bad. Fuck, we're gonna have to go all reliable. We'll probably just fuck with the Spectre, to be honest, boys. Which I don't really mind. What? We don't even get that till level 35, dude. Oh my god, my game is breaking right now.
To put Iowa first. It's not just a slogan. It's saying, like, if you're a multinational, if you're owned by a foreign government, you're getting $0 from my state. Period. Those dollars will go towards homegrown Iowa entrepreneurs to build their life, to build their company, and compete with you, and hopefully make it so you have a hard time keeping up. That's what it should be. That's the idea of putting Iowa first. It's the same thing about these data centers. It's like we have two amazing assets in our state. We have our children and we have our farmland. We have some of the best in the world. To give them over to $100 billion multinational tech companies and then pay them basically to do it, it doesn't make sense. And here's going back to what you said earlier. Voters know this. When I talk to them about Syngenta getting refundable tax credits from the state, I don't care how many high-quality jobs they say they're creating. The voters don't want this. They don't want to support a Chinese company. And they want to support Iowa companies. So this goes back to just, we've taken our eye off the ball. Our politicians aren't paying attention to the right things, and I believe they're not asking the right questions about what will these changes do to our community, and they do not care about the culture of our state and our people.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if they're not paying attention, but they definitely don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
There's no consequences. None. They'll get reelected. What's Congress have? Like a
95% reelection rate, something like that.
5% approval rating, 95% election reelection rate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you think the elections are good, I mean, that's we're fucking ourselves over here.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
And, when they have donation limits to run for those seats, right? Well, that just puts them in such an advantage. I actually think the limits put them in an advantage in some ways because, and I'm not saying take donation limits or not have donation limits. We don't have any in my race, which is part of the reason I can go elsewhere. Because as you could probably imagine, my message within the big agriculture community of donors isn't exactly popular.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And so I'm going elsewhere to raise funds from people who want to see the culture of agriculture in our state restored, regenerative farming, safer practices, less cancer. When you look at Congress, finding those people, if you're an upstart candidate who are going to be willing to give you the $7,000 a piece, I mean, you have to put a lot of that money together to be able to wage any sort of battle against one of these entrenched people. And so in every part of the deck is stacked against the person that's trying to unseat somebody. Every part of it. So when I look at Iowa and I look at what are we doing with our state, how can we make a major difference in our state? It comes to the most entrenched interest for me, the people that are paying the money so politicians will look the other way. And I've just been very clear. People ask me all the time, are you accepting funds? No, I'm not. Well, I think for people that are principled, what I'd like to say is like, well, yeah, but I'm never going to take my eye off the ball. But I just think the average voter is so weary of seeing this group or that group support them. And then they just realize, well, that was just the precursor to me knowing that I'm just going to get screwed over. And that when it comes down the time of addressing the fastest rate of new cancer in the country, in the world, or making sure that a big agriculture company stops losing in court, which side are they going to line up on? And so I just can't do it from a principled standpoint of saying, like, I can't look at you or in the mirror or my kids and say, well, no, that's not going to have any effect. Because these people, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Let's move into glyphosate. But first, I got a question for you. This is from a patron. We have a Patreon account. It's turned it into a community. They get the opportunity to ask every guest a question. It's from Oliver. Why do you think so many politicians are more interested in money and special interests rather than their constituents in America's progress? Furthermore, what can we do to help remedy this issue in the future?
I think we
pretty much covered that.
Oliver's question is a very big question because there's many things. I mean, of course, money and special interests, but I think it comes down, being on this show with you right now is a very different medium than what politics usually is. Because people can actually see how I address these issues in a long-form discussion. And I hope they can see my spirit and they can see my heart. Politics isn't set up for that. And so I think that if we had more of this, of being able to understand where somebody comes from, what drives them and motivates them, there'd be less of that. And that's probably what I go back to. What's motivating them, truly? Like, what's the why that when everything goes wrong and a donor pulls out or whatever, that's just going to keep them saying, I don't care, I'm doing the right thing.
Man, I don't know. I'm with you, but I've interviewed probably half of the fucking administration before they got elected.
Yeah.
I was told all kinds of shit on air in front of millions of people. I don't know if any of it's done. In fact, some of it has just gone the complete opposite way, like the Maha shit that we were just talking about, which we'll get into at the end of the glyphosate section. But I on the other hand, I agree with what you're saying because it's hard to hide in it. But they found a fucking way, man. They found a way to hide.
That's fair. I think as I look at this as somebody who's new in these things, And as pay attention and watch the short reels and the quick news clips that come up from politicians, and you realize that, like, when you're in it, when you're deep in it, you understand, well, hold on, you just took this vote, but you're saying this thing, or you're speaking to this group. And so many times politicians will just, either they don't go face their constituents, or they come in, they talk, and they leave immediately without having to talk to them. That happens so much. So that's maybe more of my long-form point. It's just that, if you're unwilling to have the deep, long discussions and own up to things that you've messed up on even, because I don't think any of us would say, look, if you've learned and you admit that you're beyond repair, but none of these people are saying they did anything wrong. They're not saying they took a wrong vote. Not saying they should do this differently. But to Oliver's question, like, I think that's the question of our democracy in many ways. It's like, okay, well, why do they do this? Look at all the institutional capture. Look at all the money that they're being offered. Look at the perks that they're getting. We've incentivized the wrong things. Accountability needs to be what's incentivized. I don't know exactly how to do that, but it's something that's on my mind.
I think we need people that will stand up to politicians too. And I understand why you wouldn't, but there are people that can. And I think that people think that politicians have a lot more power than they actually do.
Yeah.
In fact, I just got a cease and desist from a congressman not long ago, and who said he was going to fucking sue me. And so I did a rebuttal video. I talked to my attorney. Turns out we could actually sue his ass, and maybe we should.
Yeah.
But I don't like getting into litigation and all this shit. But I wanted to prove a point. I'm not going to let a fucking congressman or any politician push me around. No fucking way. Could you imagine letting another man push you around in front of your fucking kids? Nah, buddy. And more people need to take that stance and be like, fuck you. Cease and desist. You want me to talk? Fuck off. You won't silence me, and I dare you to fucking sue me. Do it. I fucking dare you.
That's what you said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what happened? Not a damn thing. I'm still here. I'm still doing the same show. Still talking about the same fucking things. And I did that because I wanted to set an example and show people these fuckers aren't as powerful as you think they are. They're just pieces of shit. That's all they are. Treat them like it just. Man, I'm getting angry. I'm losing my words. But that I'm serious. You know what I mean? And it did. It proved. It's like, look at that.
No, calling bluff in that, and it's like, why pull that ripcord if you're not going to try to follow the way through with it, or if you don't know what you're doing? And I think going back to like citizens and voters, it's like, again, people should be up in arms about what's going on. I've talked to voters about what Elon Musk uncovered with all of the Doge stuff, and then that our representatives are voting to put it right back in the budget. It's like
Were they all rah about it?
they were all, and this is like a conundrum I have, because I would say I'm not like that. Like, I don't get how you could rah for somebody. Like, I have like this fear of feeling like an imposter all the time about things. Like I don't want to get into a subject I don't know a lot about. I don't want to get out over my skis on things. And so when I see people doing things like this, where they're like, oh, we're so in favor of cutting all this waste in Doge, and then when it comes time to it and the party leadership says, no, you need to have it in there, it's like, I don't know how you can do that. Like, that isn't a part of my genetic pool.
They sold their soul.
Yeah. So I don't get it. And even as you were talking about, I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, how do you get it? Like,
we have a federal government that's sending $87 million a week in cash to the Taliban.
Yeah.
That's where that flag came from. The guy that broke that, he was an Afghan-American and worked in Army intelligence, recovered that in Kabul from the Taliban fucking burning it.
Yeah.
And then came here on the show, gave it to me, and told everybody that we're funding. That was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Still funding them.
I was reading something.
Fought them for over 20 years. Me personally spent 14 years of my life in and out of those countries only to fund them before it was over. That's our federal government. That's where we are.
You talk about getting upset. I think back to growing up in the 2000s when we, my friends, people went off to Iraq and Afghanistan, and thinking about the $10 trillion we spent on all of that. And meanwhile, we don't even have programs for our veterans when they come home. My great grandpa, when his brother was off in World War I, and then that ended, and then during World War II, my great grandpa was a bit older. He would actually sign up locally to teach veterans how to farm when they came back from World War II. And that just got me interested in, like, what was it like back then for veterans coming home? Because they saw some just terrible things. And I couldn't believe the extent of the programs that were in place to help them learn how to farm, apprentice, paid, buy a farm. I mean, we created thousands of farmers after World War II with our troops that came home. And then I look at what's happened to my friends that came home, and they're just dropped in. And then we see, like, some of the highest suicide rates.
I think it's under farmers now.
Yeah.
I think farmers has the highest rate now.
I talk to people in Iowa all the time. It's like, look, in the time that we've lost 10,000 family farms in Iowa, the past 20 years, we lost 10,000 of them. The suicide rate amongst our farmers went up 50%. And I'm like, I don't know if any other politician in Iowa is talking about me. None.
50 went up 50%.
50% in the last 20 years.
Holy shit.
And so my message to the people of Iowa is, do not get distracted away from the things that actually matter, that really matter. Your neighbors dying in that way, your veterans dying in that way, all while we're being distracted by this, tweaking a regulation, or here we're going to get a little bit lower tax rates. I tell people, we have the fastest rate of new cancer in the history of human civilization, and our kids are leaving our state faster than 46 other states. If your kids are leaving and your people are dying, you're not winning. That's not winning. And so I look at my campaign at 4 things, and those 2 things are 2 of the top things that I'm focused on. And what dumbfounds me is that I'm not joined by a chorus of people that are just like, of politicians that are just like, yes, finally we've been waiting for somebody else to talk about this, because they're not talking about it. When I found out that Iowa's kids are leaving the state at a rate faster than 46 other states, I found that out because I was curious as to what our rate was. And I started looking up. I found out in 2025, an extensive study was done on this. And I have actually had politicians in the state reach out to me and say, where'd you get that information? I'm like, it's publicly available. And it maybe is the number 1 stat you could possibly track as an elected official, are the people that are growing up here wanting to stay or leave. And I'm having to bring this up in this way, which I'm happy to do, but it's like, we need people to focus on the big issues. And that's the reason I'm running.
I mean, they don't know because they're spending all their time hanging out with lobbyists.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's funny, but like it's real. They don't give a fuck. Like, all they care about is hanging out with lobbyists so they can enrich themselves. That's it.
This is why I go, something as simple as like knowing who put something into a piece of legislation. Because I know it's not the legislators. I know this stuff's not coming from them. This stuff is written far too specifically. It's coming from industry. And that's the cozy relationship. I guess something that surprised me being in this, maybe more than anything, I don't know if more than anything, but it's a big surprise, is how little research you have to do to become a very informed politician. Like at the top 1%. How much you have to care to get away from the talking points of one party or the other and do your own research. Some of the things we're going to talk about with glyphosate. I can't believe that they're just not on billboards everywhere. I mean, it's so egregious of what's happened. But let me go into this a little bit. When I first was talking about these pesticides, I've been following glyphosate for years. Part of the reason was my dad was a 28-year crop consultant in Iowa. And so his job was to go in a field, inspect for pests, weeds, bugs, fungus, things like that, and then write a report and send it to the farmer to say, here's what you should apply, what chemicals you should apply, because that's just what they did. And then you fast forward to about 5-6 years ago, my dad gets diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, the exact type of cancer that's implicated in all of these Roundup lawsuits.
Holy shit, man.
And so I'm looking at this from the standpoint of like, and I think you could probably tell already talking to me, well, I hope I care about this stuff. Like, I really do. And so I'm thinking about my own dad. He's like, how much did that shorten his lifespan? He's in remission. How many fewer days do I get with my dad? And the amount of funerals that I see for people that are dying in their 60s when their parents lived to be 80, there's a generational wisdom that's being completely lost. And so when you talk about all these things that like are going on in the world and in DC and the government, where our money's going, all these things, it's like, there's not something more important than human life.
You know, if I remember correctly too, with this map, this used to be up on the Scav Highway. Spawning right in front of one, kind of clutch. My only worry is, from what I remember, when I first did this quest like in January or whatever it was, or I don't even know, but the one over here, I did get lit up by the sniper scav though. I went out of bounds. Eef. Well, that was kind of ass. I'll just call it there. Yeah, we'll just come back tomorrow. I know it's a shorter stream. I got caught up with some shit I was doing earlier. We'll get back on tomorrow though. Can I do the same thing? I feel like I'm gonna get DC if I click on this. Oh, fuck. No, it says it's good, dude. Alright, we'll try once more. We'll fucking see. I would hate to lose this kit, but I don't know, it's whatever.
And when we're willing to turn our head away from that to protect industry, I mean, like, it's time for revolt, basically, in that. And that's like, with my campaign, that's like I said, I've been told many times. I actually was told I was meeting with a high.
I mean, shit, at least I was prone down on the ground in a kind of like obscure area. So, I mean, that part's kind of clutch.
Well, with an elected official in Washington, D.C. once. This is 6-8 months ago. And in that meeting, I thought he was kind of on the same page with me on some of these things, and I think he is, to some extent. But people usually don't hear somebody talk about it with like the passion or the interest that I have. I got done talking about what's going on in my state from a cancer standpoint. And he literally said, if you say these things on the campaign trail, they will effing kill you. And I laughed. I looked around at the people with him, and then I'm laughing. And look, that could be figurative, of course, likely. But they know the power these lobbies have. And so when you look at what's at stake is the life of my people. Like when you go into a gas station in Iowa and you see a collection jar for a kid with leukemia, or maybe 2 or 3 now, and all the while you'll hear a politician say something like in Iowa, they say this all the time. Well, we need to figure out what's causing it. We don't know what's causing it. What's causing the cancer rate?
Can't figure it out.
Can't figure it out. And one thing they mentioned, and I kept hearing this, and again, like it was being spouted off without any research done to it, and I thought, well, what's the situation? They kept saying, well, yeah, we have one of the highest levels of radon in the country. And when I looked into this, I was like, well, what's the truth to this? And it's like, well, first off, radon was deposited here by glaciers. Glacial activity ground this down and spread it out across the state. That's where it came from. So thousands of years we've had this. In the past 30 years, we've had a hockey stick-like graph on cancer rates in our state. And so this is part of what I'm fighting against. And I have to continue to say this. This is not about farmers. Meaning, like, I'm not against farmers. I am one of them. I love them. They're my neighbors and family. And they're getting cancer. This is about large agriculture conglomerates lying to their customers and to the people about the safety of their products and getting away with it.
I mean, cancer isn't even an organic disease, so it would have to be caused by something that's not organic to Earth. Glyphosate. Gee, I wonder.
So, oftentimes this conversation goes like to glyphosate, but I will just say to farmers that are my friends as well, like they all know these companies are extorting them financially. They know it. They watch what's happening. They watch that they're getting charged more than what these same companies charge a farm in a foreign country. They know that every time there's an increase in commodity prices, their input costs are going to go up. That farm bankruptcies increased by 70% in Iowa last year, and John Deere raised their prices by 5%. And they know that truth, that they're just being extracted from. What I'm trying to bring a voice to is this idea that they're also lying to you. And they know they're lying to you. We have their documents that say and show that they're lying to you.
How are they lying? What specifically are they lying about?
The safety of the products, that they don't believe it causes cancer. So let me take a step back here and just talk about agrochemicals for a minute. Something that'd be very interesting to know about glyphosate is from the traditional metrics that have been tracked for pesticides. And people talk about pesticides. Pesticides is a blanket term, and it includes herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, like different products that kill pests. And pests are defined not just as like a bug, but weeds and bugs and fungus, things like that. Glyphosate, from an acute toxicity standpoint of like, if you get it on you, it's going to hurt you, is one of the safest we have. Like, one of the safest.
Are you serious?
Yes, from acute toxicity. When you look at other chemicals, and I've talked about a chemical a lot, it's called paraquat. Paraquat, you've probably heard of this, in the 70s and 80s, it was used to burn down marijuana fields and the war on drugs. Also, if anybody's interested in learning more about paraquat, you can read about the Japanese paraquat poisonings, where somebody's putting a very small amount into bottles at vending machines, and the people would drink it and die 48, 52 hours later.
Holy shit.
Paraquat is so toxic that it is actually used in research settings to induce Parkinson's in rats and mice. It actually interacts with oxygen within the plant to create something that's called superoxygen.
It's kind of funny because my landlady, she's a really, really nice lady. And she's extremely accommodating for military. I think her son is in the Navy, so she came in solid as fuck whenever I got that short notice message that, yo, Grace, we gotta leave here in 7 hours. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Literally, they text me at 7, 8 o'clock nights like, hey, be at the parking lot at 3 in the morning. I was like, oh my god, we're leaving the country right now. I was like, all right. I was able to reach out to her, and she was extremely accommodating with helping me out because everything was so quick. No, but I bring up that story because my fucking toilet has been leaking water, so it's not like piss water or anything. It's like the clean water before it goes in the toilet or whatever. So it's not like piss and poop is like going in my ground or whatever. But it's still extremely fucking annoying though, because I'll walk into the bathroom, I'll step in water, I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? Normally I wear my little slippers, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Well, it does, because then I just have water prints all over my place. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Now I need to get a towel and go dry this shit up. But 2 weeks ago, they sent out a plumber and his helper, and they fucking fixed the leak or whatever. They were saying it was some type of seal inside there that when I was gone for a month and a half, it had dried up and became worn, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I don't know. I don't know much about plumbing though, to be honest. And the the toilet didn't leak from that O-ring or whatnot for 2 days, and then it started leaking again. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? And I gotta re-leave again, so I need this to get fixed before I leave town again. And obviously, I don't want to be walking in fucking water. But the house that I'm renting right now only has one bathroom. Like my previous one had 1.5. So I was thinking about it, I was like, fuck, bro, if they end up pulling the whole toilet out, where the hell am I going to take a turd at, dude? I'd find a nice little bush out back, but now I was thinking about I could still shower here, but oh, it's getting darker. What the fuck? I would probably just end up going to my shop, to be honest. I'm not too far from base. But she was like offering me, she's like, oh yeah, you can come live with us for a few days, which, fuck, I may end up taking up that offer. It's just, I don't like being at other people's places. I prefer being at home. Unless I have to be somewhere. Like, if I'm visiting a city or whatever I'm visiting, like, getting a hotel, I don't really give a shit. But that's because I'm away from home, though. Like, literally, I would still be here working, but I'd be living at someone else's house for, like, 2-3 days while they do the maintenance. They may have to pull out the entire fucking toilet, which they did last time. It took them, like, 2 hours. It was kind of cool, actually. Yeah, so I really don't want to do that. So tomorrow, they're going to come by, and I need to cut out work at, like, 08 or so, and they're gonna be by in a little bit, and I'm hoping it's a quicker fix. A lot of this, like, house maintenance shit, like, I would learn to do this on my own if it was my fucking house. But it's not my property, though. And I'm not trying to, like, fuck up someone else's shenanigans, you know what I mean? So I was hoping I could have bought that last house I was at, and then it fucking fell through. And now I'm still renting, so it's whatever. That may be a PMC. He didn't shoot at me, though. Oh, that light had to be conveniently put. How is he not fucking dead, bro? Oh, fuck, dude, I can't play this fucking game anymore, dude. I cannot play this shit, dude. I need to get off. I need to go to sleep, dude. This is fucking insane. I'm going fucking nuts. I'm getting frustrated over shit that I do not care about, dude. Fuck, dude. How did he not... I don't get frustrated over this shit. But right now, I am fucking frustrated, dude. I don't even think it's this goddamn fucking game either. I just need to go to sleep, dude. That's what I need to do. We're gonna watch a little replay, though. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh, man. I think sleep will help me, to be honest. Did I not take a video? No, I did. You know what's funny is the dude's probably doing the same fucking task as me too right now. I'm gonna go read my book, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. It's just so goddamn convenient. This fucking floodlight is just shining into my goddamn eyes. Initially, I thought this was him. I heard the motherfucker roll up. I thought he turned on his light. I was like, damn, bro, this is a bright fucking light. I had to shoot the fucking thing out, too. Oh, that light had to be conveniently put. That part was unfortunate too. I don't know. What up, Woj? Were you the dude that killed me, man? I'm just going over it, dude. That got me genuinely frustrated, man. I'm not angry at the game, but holy fuck, bro. Oh god, dude. If you're trying to sell me stuff, dude, I'm good, man. I appreciate it though. I can respect the hustle or whatnot, but I am good though. I knew whatever he hit me with kind of hurt a little bit. I forget that armor is class 5 though. Because the other variant I think is class 4. So that's why I kind of wasn't thinking it was M80, but I forgot that was class 5 though. Fuck, dude. And my HK was bottom loaded with, I don't even know what round. It was some trash ass round. But top loaded with 5 rounds of 5.6A1. I just don't have time to keep up with this fucking game anymore, dude. Dude, I fucking hit him in the noggin too. He bounced that fucking round, dude. You know why he bounced that round? Because that helmet he's wearing is the Ratnik, class 3 high ricochet. By this point in time, I'm shooting... You know what? We're going to look into it. We're going to find out what fucking round I was shooting. I was shooting... .56, dude. I was shooting around with 18 pen. 12 pen, not enough. So that bounced one. No fucking way, dude. I can't tell if that's a bounce or if that's hitting the semi behind it. I know it's not as easy for you guys to see. I had to turn the moment that light was there, dude. I feel like if that light was not on, I could have pressed forward that way without having to shoot it out, though. And possibly had won the fight. See, this part, this is what I was worried about. So I had the left side from my perspective angled up. But if you notice the holographic, the silhouette, though, covers the right-hand side. And I was afraid if he poked to that corner, I wouldn't have been able to see him, though. So it would have been an easy kill on his part. So I had to move to the right because, like, dude, this is not... There's a fucking light. Literally can't see anything. God damn. The fucking gun had more recoil than I thought, dude. I think it was like 70 vertical. Dude, I hit his helmet again, dude. I think this is when I die, though. You can't see it because of the little camera, but this is... My chest is blacked out at this point. Yep. Oh, fuck, dude, I can't play this fucking game anymore, dude. I can't, dude. It's too much for me. It is too fucking much. I need to sleep. I need to rest or something. I can't fucking do this shit, dude. I will be back on tomorrow. I can't fucking play this shit right now, to be honest, boys. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be out.